Mr. Jones, these Gracies. Let's go.
I'm not about this trader. That's all fine behind you.
Inside. Outside. Ran 3 out. Back to the go. Walk it out. Grab a partner. Close guard escape. No. What's gonna happen? You get a close guard with your training partner. You're in this close guard position. He's not gonna give you any resistance. You're just gonna work your close guard escape. Once you're done with that, come back. Work it differently. If you want resistance as the escapee, ask for it, they'll give it to you. If not, just move to warm up. It's okay to talk, but don't sacrifice your warm up for a conversation. Keep moving while you're talking, okay? This is your warm up. So, I'll tell you when to switch. Remember, try something, try anything. If you don't know what to do, try something wrong. If you're with an experienced person, block them off. Don't let them do the wrong thing. Just guide them towards the right thing. You can. If not, just keep moving and warm up. Any questions? All right. Grab your training partner. 1, 2, 3. I will tell you when to switch. Go. Oh, there it is. Always fire. Hey, make sure you're going to a good position. No half escapes. All the way to a neutral dominant submission. One of those 3. Warming up. Once you get
Going down. Hold that up.
Congratulations on the try.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw it. I was watching it on the computer.
Check it out. There are three. Basically, seven. Basically, all you do is
Locking your leg in, like, you can hit a limb.
just gotta be careful with the right lock. Lock the legs. You can't see them there. Sometimes you'll lock them and tuck them in. Really bad. Get yourself a few looks. I think I'm pretty sure. I know.
Let's try to do that so I When you get both of them, so I'm controlling a hand. I'm trying to get over here. Like this side, right?
So what you do there is you got both legs up, shuffle.
All right, everybody. Less warming up than we're used to. Let me borrow you, Andrew. I'm gonna borrow you again since we're here. All right, get down on the knees. All right, guys, listen up. Here we go. We are talking about the open guard, hand in the collar still, okay? And so what we have is a scenario where we've entered into this situation, preferably on the knees. If he stands, I don't necessarily reach for the collar at first. I'll try to go for a sleeve and build my way to a collar. And the reason being, I don't have a whole lot of hip control. If Andrew stood up and I went like this, that's all bad for me, especially that cross grip as well. This might help me a little bit, but really the problem isn't the grip as much as it is I have no control on his hips. And plus the fact that my arm is extended just makes it worse. I mean, it's better for you to be here with your defenses up than to be here with your arm extended and immobile as he can be. So getting to the position that we're gonna start from today, I would reach up, stand up, I'll grab this, and as I'm going for this, I'll have a foot control, whether it's on the front of the shin, flipping the other side, or I'll scoop myself underneath and put a foot on the hip. At this point, it's good to have a collar. Even I would be okay with just the collar and the foot and hip. But this, no, this is the problems, right? So we're here. Andrew says, no, I don't want to fly, I'm going to take a knee. He comes down, and then we find ourselves here. Whether we're both knees down or one knee up, one knee down, we're back to our open guard, hand in the collar, okay? Now, what I want to do today is I just want to set up a choke, okay? It's one you may know, you may not know it. And what I like to do from here is I like to move my hips back and forth so they don't just get focused on one thing. From here, he's going to pass. I want to make it not obvious when I'm setting up. So I'll come up, pushing my hips back. I might come here. I may push his foot out to get him down on both knees. This is a good way to set this up, right? For here, I push on his foot on top of foot or foot on top of ankle, and I may pull him forward a little bit as I push that, retracting my leg and bringing him here. What I'm going for is a loop choke, all right? My goal here is to bait Andrew to turn his chin over my forearm. There. A lot of times people will find this position, and they'll think as they do that, they can crush your arm down with their chest and pass. And this is a very misleading thing to do for yourself. You have betrayed yourself when you've done this, especially with my hand in the collar like this, right? Because now what I'm gonna do, once I get this successful here, I'm gonna lean in and put my forearm, my elbow against his chest to solidify so he can't pull his chin back, right? Can you get your chin back over my forearm? Nope, don't lift up. Can you bring your head over? Oh, yeah, right? But I'm not gonna wait here forever. His hand is gonna come over the back of his head, making connection, making sure I'm not here, but underneath this nice curvature. For those of you that know the occipital region. So we're gonna go ahead and put this over there. We're gonna swim our hand under our own arm and we're gonna wave to the other side. We're gonna lift our fingers. This puts a good angle on it. As I sit here, I'm gonna fish my wrist away. I'm just gonna keep turning. And when I mean fish, think you're fishing. Just lift your. So as I'm here, for your anatomical landmarks, let's put our first knuckle space on the collarbone. What this does is it gives you a good spot to put your hand. It also doesn't, it's not as threatening as this. That's threatening. He knows the choke is coming. But if I'm about right there, and I can even push him, I feel it right in that notch. I'm on in the right spot here. A little dangerous, a little control, nothing too bad. There's nothing wrong. Nothing to see. All right? As he puts his chin over, he would put it over. Now go ahead and lift your chin. Let's say his chin is over. I swim my hand off the back of his neck, back of his head, and I swim my hand through like this. When I go to make the finish, if just being in that position isn't enough, you want to rotate upwards, your outside hand to wave high to the sky, boom. This puts a little more angle on it. And then the very last, you want to fish here. And that's all you do with your hands, right? I'm here with Andrew, I'm pushing and pulling, I'm doing these things, his chin comes over, good deal. He went super far. I'm gonna go over, under, I'm gonna rotate. If it's not fishing and none of it's finishing, I'm gonna throw a leg over, and then I'm gonna hit in. Put a little more power. Yeah. Also, the leg over is gonna stop them from rolling out. There's a diving, rolling escape that might happen if you don't lock it in right away. But if you've never practiced this before, I wouldn't expect you to have this sort of muscle memory available, right? So we're here, boom, back and forth. I've got this. Andrew doesn't like this, that I'm doing this. He sits his head over. Even here is fine. He's not looking the opposite direction, but I'm under his chin. That's the important part. Goes over, here. I'm gonna tilt, bringing my hand to the sky, and I like to pull him in so he can't roll. You saw how he was rolling? His body naturally was gonna roll. If I can get my leg in, I like to get my leg in and do it. Now, if you're not being too particular, you're not married to the submission, if he goes to roll, so you're gonna roll the other way. Yeah. Okay. Boom. He rolls to get out, or go the other way, sorry. Go the other way. There. I'm leaning this way, boom. And he rolls to get away, that's fine. Just come up in side control. Don't get all heartbroken about it. Come up, get your position, move on to the next. All right? So let's make this a drill for our training partners and us. We're gonna get our training partners, we're gonna get an open seated guard, right? Training partner will be here. If you wanna practice from standing, you'll stand up. You'll go sleeve. As you reach for a collar, you're gonna put a foot up. Then you can push the leg away, push above the knee, not on top of the knee. You can switch. You can sit up if you like. As soon as they dip their chin over your forearm, you bring it up to their chest. Hand now comes over the back. And then we're gonna rotate up and we're gonna finish the submission. I want you guys to get there. If you feel like you can finish from here, or if you need to pull them in a little bit to throw your legs over, you have to make them finish because you don't know how much pressure to apply, all right? Then if your training partner wants to see which way to roll, which way would you roll for this? Yeah, roll. He rolls out, and follow him up. Make a nice solid smile. Any questions? All right, I'm ready to see what our partners can give a shot. 1, 2, 3. Push it straight away. Don't kick it hard. Now, see how you're down. Now, switch and put your foot on his ankle on the other side. Now, push it. So he's either going to fall or he's going to come up to his knee, right? First step is he's going to come up to his knees and then he's going to. Now, for this to work, cross. Find his collarbone, put your first knuckle in there a little bit, back it out a little bit, kind of see where it's at. And then you're going to wait for him to put his chin over your forehead. Right? So, you're there pushing for him. See how he's got his hand on your shoulder? Sweeping that up. Knock him over that way. See how he put his hand down? Now you don't have your hand on the form. See what I'm saying? So sometimes people are going to post and it's going to be frustrating for you. Try to talk to them. If they have to stop themselves, they either don't stop themselves and they roll over, you're on top, problem solved. If he stops himself, that's no longer on your shoulder or forearm. Now you have it over. Right? Let's see, shoulder down. So let me get the tap first and then see if you can go out, right? So hand on the collar, hand on the sleeve. Take this up. So your hand is nowhere near as far as this. So let's grab it. Right? Got it. Feel that knuckle there. Feel this space on the collar. Okay, go there. See right here, you feel like he's threatening to choke. Let me see your face. All the way out there like that. Now rotate your body towards me. Tighter. See? The tighter you had before, the less you can get underneath and make the leverage. So some people have it. Easier to leverage. That could be mounted, mounted. Over and under this. Now let the back of your hand. So turn the back of your hand towards me. Put your hand down like you can. Now let your fingers stay on high. Now tilt that way. Lift your head over. You didn't have your vital. You didn't have your vital. So no. You have to let it fall in. If you get too deep, you won't have space to put your hand in. This is a weird thing. Put your first knuckle. That's as far as you should have. And once he puts his chin over it, like that, now roll it over. Put your hand over the back of his head. Reach underneath. And then wave to the sky with that hand. Just start rotating this way. Okay? Yeah. Just hold him there with your leg. Hook him with your leg. Hook him. Don't let him roll away. Now, you ever go fishing before? That was the part I saw. There was all this loose material, and when you went like that, it all went away. That's what we're looking at. Yep. You guys feel good? You guys switch on your own. Yes.
Okay, choker from the last time. I didn't like the race. I don't know.
Alright, so you got there. Get up a little bit more with your hand. Just on the collar, right? Feel the collar on your knuckle. Alright? So step the foot here and just push it and pull her a little bit. She's gonna drop. And your other foot put your arm right now, and that's it. Push it away. Yeah, she'll drop. Now she's on her knees and you're in the right spot, right? She's extended. She's gonna want to come forward, right? So bend your knees a little bit. Let her come forward. Nice. What did it just put you? So neck up.
It feels so weird.
You jump a little more there.
No, I didn't know when you were there. Not doing it right. So I don't know what that is.
Underneath the shape. All right, now here's what you're going to need to do. Go ahead, roll to the side, not to the side. So roll to that side, go leg over. Don't let her roll out. Here's what you got. Fish. Now here's ready. I want you to go forward as you're pull it off that position.
We'll privatize.
And last little bit of slack out. Perfect training partner for chokes. Perfect training partner for chokes. And next, so you've got up here, point, you've got to get rid of all the slack. So there. And the problem is, if I can get my choke, it'll be better, right? Yeah, but also the tighter you get, the less you can get with the injury. We found that out. You've got a little more time with it, okay? So what you want to do then is you want to be able to get it over, boom, throw it. And then fish, get on the slide, and it's right now you're down on your slide. And that's how that was going to get more pressure. Good.
Yeah.
You guys good? 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 Okay. All right, guys, let me get Andrew back. Where'd he go? He's over there choking me. All right. Choking the new guys. So, talking about the loop chokes, and we broke them down. Boom, we pushed it out. Boom, push this out. Oh, he's on his knees. We'll come in a little bit. Let him advance just enough. Make sure you got foot on the hips and thighs and everything so they can't pass your guard. But if I'm this far away, it's gonna be tough to loop choke. I'm gonna have to like swim it around judo style and try to catch it here. He's gonna pop his head out. So you want him to look close, right? So as he advances, I'm making sure that I have my protective points of contact in his hips and everything up close so that I can be here. If he gets too close, before he gets to the point where he compresses my legs to my butt and I can't move, I want to stop everything, and then I can also scoot back if I need a little more space coming up onto my elbow. All right? Now, here's the situation that we've got. He's playing slick. We want to get fancy. His lapel's out some. All right? This is not necessarily a loop choke as much as it is just a regular collar choke. Once this comes out, I can still push pull. If his hands don't come up, I can loop this over like that. And it just becomes a collar choke, but it's a nice, I guess you can call it a loop as I looped it over the back of his head. If you want to be a little less conspicuous, you pull it out here and you tuck his head with your head. And you bring it over, and you just push and pull. And then you come in, pull them in, elbows to the mat. We're not gonna do this. This feels right, doesn't do anything. Let your elbows touch your rib cage and go around your rib cage and go to the floor. Notice that there were a loop of material, and I went like this, the loop goes nowhere. But as I pull, that loop starts to get smaller and it just, okay, one more time, here, boom, we got this going on. We're back and forth, I'm pulling his arm, pull his, boom, we're here. And I'm using this other hand to push him and then pull him. Push, pull, now we're here. If he pushes on this leg to pass, let him. You just keep pulling and lift your elbow, and he's gonna fall. Or he's gonna die, one or the other. But it is his choice. He's making a warrior's decision in the moment. Because if he chooses not to fall from that position, we're here. This comes out, push him, pull him, he passes, And if he stands just like that, well, I'm gonna eventually get back because he's trying to relieve pressure. And we'll let go right before we hit through the shadow ring. Or if it's your favorite training partner, don't let go because he hasn't. They did sign the waiver, right? Okay. Yeah. Got it. But seriously, tap. There's nothing but great stories ahead of you. We're here, we're fighting. It's kind of loose. We've been going back and forth. He won't put his head over the top, right? He's keeping it down there, which is kind of interesting because now he can only feel me doing this, he can't see it, right? If he leans too much this way, guys, don't stay married to this move that you're just like, I have to do this in a loose position and get your guard passed. This is the perfect opportunity for you to grab his pant leg and just keep riding that way. Come up on your knees and get the sweep. But if he's staying heavy and he's down, he's not letting it happen. We get as far as much as we can. We push him, we pull him, and pull him back. What's the instinct when you push somebody? Push back. They want to come back. So I'm going to go like this. Yeah. He doesn't like that. He wants to come back in. I whip it over. And then I stick myself to him. I can stay tight and you're just almost choking. Then I start to fish, and it happens. But I keep everything tight. This one I'll rotate. So this one with this, I'll rotate. It starts to just really cinch it up. Then if I fish, that cinches it up. But if you have both at the same time, it definitely closes everything down. All right, not necessarily a loop, but something off of the loop that you have an availability for on 3. Give your partner 1, 2, 3. Start from the middle, like this. He's gonna be wise to what you're doing if you fiddle it too much. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like pretty quick with it. So same side. You already got it out. So your hand goes. Oh yeah. Gonna go massive. Pull it laterally as far as you can. Between your hands. So remember, we have to push his head that way. So left hand pushes his head that way. Bring it over. Then pull it back, hold up. Elbows to the mat. Curl your hand and fish. So that, you know what we do for that? You still make it happen. Grab it, it'll have the farthest end right here. So what you're gonna do is this, right? So here, you're gonna push in, lifting your elbow, and slide your elbow. Go slow. Push towards me. Push it towards me. Getting that arm underneath the chin. Push in. Elbow comes high. This elbow comes high. And then push it. Yeah, yeah. Now, you've got this. It should be very tight, correct? Yeah. Pull it back. Your legs. Yeah. That's straight up. I like to finish when I'm hips. Put on the hips, gives me more leverage. Like we're stalling, you like barrel up. I just push it away. Anytime you push somebody away, the chin comes out. Yeah. So what you do is you pull one, you do it, and you grab it. Grab it like that. You grab it like this. Keep it up and go. Out like that. Because as you come in, you want it suspended correctly. You don't want to twist your wrist up. So that arm goes under the face. Push. Now keep here's what I want. Put your feet like this. Pull them completely into you. Go back to your back. Pull them in. Nice. Now hold your twist and then push away with your feet. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That is felt better control or less control? You guys good? Figure it out. Push. Get that over. All right. All right. So you're yes. Now bring your elbows to the mat. Slow. Nice and slow. Just nice and slow. Nice and slow. There you go. If we do this too much, we're gonna go. And then tough guys go like this. We stand this fast and then okay.
Yeah.
But if we just go nice, steady pressure, there's no break. We don't gas ourselves out as much.
Yeah.
If you count 7, 8, 10 seconds and either they're not tapping or, you know what I mean? If they have a tap, then it seems like you need to adjust. If you're just completely out of adjustments and it's not work, then just sweep them, get in a good position, and then go to the next one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's good, good with getting, pushing and getting it over and push. You guys good? So switch your hand grip. Perfect. And then see how that works. There you go. Now push. No, here's how we do it. So pull his head down. Now push it towards me. Now elbow up, bring that over his head. This one over his head. Perfect. Clench that. Hold that tight. Now you have to go back and forth, right? So now what I want you to do is I want you to pull him in on top of you. And bring your elbows around your rib cage and touch the floor. Bring your elbows to the floor. There you go. Just close the motion. Just hold it. So when you swim it around, if you're holding it like this, and you swim it around, your hand is going to be bent, your knuckles are going to be caught up in the material. This way, bring it around and you're there. How does that feel? Grip feels much better, right? Then just elbows to the mat. Bring your elbows down to the mat, nice and slow. Remember guys, you can always hit forward there. I think you're all out of exhausted. I've got all my tips, I've got all my tightening techniques. You have it kept in, that might be the last little bit that you really want to take. Once you get to the point where enough people want to do it, then it may end up doing it. For now, it's just going to do it. I like it. A little earlier than here, so it's like 6, 7, to go. 7. You can do 7:30. You can do a little thing, and then you do the first 12. And then at the end, but after that, say you got this arteries right here. You know, you get heavy first day. Might be the new thing. All right, everybody, good to go? Loop chokes, a little more from the open seated with hand in the collar, okay? Use that method to get them down to their knees. Even if you don't know what to do, points of contact rule. The more points of contact I have on my training partner, the more my opportunities are to be in control, right? There's variations with person standing, person seated, all this other stuff, but other than trying to figure out math with letters in it, let's just talk about simple things. I got more hands and points of contact on somebody, they have less mobility. So if the wheel starts spinning, you don't know what to do, grab them and hold them down, or get something between you and that person, right? If they're trying to advance, then you need to have feet on hips, knees in the middle, hands framing. If you're the one advancing, you don't need that stuff. So it's easy to reverse engineer. Now doing it, we'll have classes for that. All right, on 3, we're gonna stand up and bow out. 1, 2, 3. But knowing is half the battle. Our society has been done a great disservice when we no longer do the GI Joe. Public service now. All right, everybody, feet together.